Hello, this is Editing Steve. I've just realised as I'm editing this, throughout this whole bloody video, I've said Quigley goes under instead of Quigley down under. I got it confused with Igby goes down. You can see how stupid I am. Hello, art nerds. My name is Stephen Quick, and welcome to another painting video. Now, if you've been following me for a while, which I hope you have, if you haven't, please do subscribe because my subscriber count is going very, very down at the moment. You look real good, so join in. I've been doing this project with this guy in America for a few years called the 4x4 Project. So far, 2 paintings in this series. We've done Kurt Russell, we did Sigourney Weaver. The Kurt Russell was Tombstone, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York, The Thing. Sigourney Weaver was Alien, Ghostbusters, Galaxy Quest, Avatar. Now these 2 actors, Sigourney and Kurt, are very much of the 80s. You think of them as 80s stars. This painting is of the amazing, beloved, much missed Alan Rickman. He is not so much an actor of the 80s. You think of him in the 80s because of Die Hard, but he spanned the 90s mainly, and then into 2000s he made a little tiny film which made him live forever. Picking his 4 roles was a bit more tricky because he's made a lot of iconic roles. First off, we didn't put Galaxy Quest in because we'd already put Galaxy Quest into the Sigourney painting. So the films that we're doing for him is Quigley Goes Under, Hans Gruber from Die Hard, the amazing, nuts, mental sheriff from Robin Hood, and of course, everybody knew the other one, Snape from Harry Potter. So this is the Alan Rickman 4x4 to go with Kurt and Sigourney, and then there will be a 4th. So it'll be 4x4x4. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to VoiceOver Steve, who will probably tell you some stuff you don't really need to know. But enjoy Alan Rickman. Well, thank you, Steve, sitting in a chair, trying to think what to say, trying to read his script, which is always difficult because his handwriting's so bad. Anyway, welcome. We are starting off with Quigley Goes Under. Now, this was a film that I was completely unaware of. This is one that means a lot to the guy who commissioned this. So this was one that I had to watch, and I really loved it. He's not the main character in this one, but he plays a character called Marsden. But mainly for me, it meant I could paint a cowboy. And I love painting bloody cowboys. I don't know why. It's something about the hat. The hat gives it this sort of like halo, this natural border, this natural background. Also, it means I have to paint hair. Hair's a pain in the ass to paint sometimes, especially curly hair. So we've got, of course, a very different look here of Alan Rickman. He's got this moustache, this little goatee, this more swagger, this cool look. And then we go, who's next? Diddle 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 diddle. Can you tell who it is? Can you tell who it is? Can you tell who it is? You will be able to any second when I start painting that little 80s quiff up there. Of course, Hans Gruber. Next up was Hans. He is, wow, I mean, Die Hard is an iconic film, and it's gone down in popular culture in a way. The first time I saw it, I never thought it would go down quite the way it has, but yeah, I mean, the argument of the Christmas movie and all that type of stuff. Anyway, he's amazing in this. He is the quintessential English bad guy, which has been used many, many times, but he's wicked in this. What shall I talk about? The greys? Yes, let's talk about the palette. We are keeping this in monochromatic shades, greys. I like using greys because it gives it, one, a timeless quality. It means the painting can be balanced quite simply, and you can make atmosphere and characteristics by just changing the tone opposed to changing the colour. And also from a aesthetic point of view, it means the grey can sit into most people's homes because it's a colour that's non-intrusive. But I love painting in greys. With all these paintings, I'm not doing the details quite yet until I do the backgrounds. I'm just doing down the base colours, the base shapes, the base forms. And now we're going to the next one. I mean, you all know who this is. He steals this film, doesn't it, films, in a way that I'm not sure he did in any other. Oh no, he did, because he does in Robin Hood as well. He's just amazing. Snape is a fantastic character, and also he was acting as Snape before he knew Snape's outcome. So he does this brilliant evil good guy bad guy thing. Anyway, I love Snape. I love Harry Potter. I've painted Snape many times, and I've painted Alan Rickman as Snape with the Ziggy Stardust. The Aladdin Sane lightning after he died, because him and Bowie died about the same time. Wasn't like a month apart. Heartbreaking losing those two. Absolute geniuses. So anyway, the Snape is, of course, that expression. Had to be Alan's expression of Snape. That sort of that just absolute disregard for the little shit. What an amazing performance, what an amazing film, what an amazing book, what an amazing man. And it's quite sad watching paint this, because when I'm painting this, I'm not really thinking about the character or the person. I'm more thinking about if I'm going to paint it right. Watching it back like this is very different. And the fourth and final one is a film which I grew up with in the 90s, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with Christian Slater and Kevin Costner. But every scene that he's in, Alan Rickman steals the show as the sheriff of Nottingham, this unhinged, mental, nearly like a cartoon character in it. He's so good in it. So we popped him down in the bottom right. So the bottom right on all, so far, three of the paintings is the comedy role. So we've got with Kurt, we've got the Big Trouble in Little China. With Sigourney, we've got Galaxy Quest. So pop this one down. It's more of the comedy role, even though it's not a comedy film. He is definitely a comedy character in it. It's so good. It makes me laugh thinking about it. He is brilliant. This film is brilliant. We also was pointed out, I was painting this by the guy who commissioned it, that it looks like he's going slightly mad from each panel. So you go from Gruber, who's very what's the word, stoic, to Snape, who's very sort of disregarding and cool, to Marsden from Quigley, who looks very confused, and then to the sheriff, who looks like he has no idea what's going on in the world. The other two paintings, well, we've had little jumps of colour just in one pane. So this one, we're going to do the cut on the sheriff's face, just on the cheek. So that'll be in red. Anyway, so this is... maybe I should talk about the painting. This mouth was really hard to do. Because we had to use such a weird picture of him. His lips look really weird. So it's really difficult to paint. What am I doing? Let's have a look. Masking. So I'm getting ready now to do the background. If you've seen the other 4x4 paintings, once I've done it, I mask it all up and we get the spray paint out. With the colours hoping to reflect the film or the character in some way. Doing this masking probably takes longer. So, of course, Snape is in green. He has to be. Slytherin has to be green. There was no other choice. Marsden, we went for this pink Australian outback for Quigley, which is like a sunset. Really nice and really pops. Die Hard, we went for red. In the 80s, all the films had big red text on the posters, so that's why I went for that. And then the sheriff of Nottingham, he's always dressed in black and gold, so we went for this gold colour. I wish I could remember what the names of these colours are, but I don't, unfortunately. But I think they work really well to the red, green, pink, and the goldy yellow. We would contemplate actually using liquid gold paint, but it would have jumped out too much and definitely not matched the other ones. Now this is one of the hardest bits, is doing the border and the the white lines between each painting. A lot of measuring, and if you've ever used canvas, which you obviously have, if you're watching this, maybe not. Anyway, canvas is folded over the corners, so the corners are always a bit further out than the other bit, so making measuring quite difficult. The white balance on my camera here, had no idea in the world what was going on, so I just sprayed that white. But yeah, you can roughly see what's going on. But yeah, my camera did not like me spraying white on white. And then this is when I take the tape off and hope that nothing's bled through. Always a bit of a nervous bit. Always worrying, but suddenly these guys now have this frame and you can see what it's looking like. Very Let It Be, very Andy Warhol, very hot space, but I love it. So now I'm going in with the Posca pens, which I normally do at the end of painting, to add the detail, refine it all, and make each character balance. When you're doing men like this, you've got beards, so the beard's cross-hatching has to be enough to look like a beard, but not too much that it just looks like lots of scribbles. And that's, there's just thing you learn over time. The sheriff and his nutty face. It's probably my favourite on here because it's just was so hard to paint because it's such an unnatural pose and an unnatural facial expression, and his lips and his eyes. Snape was by far the easiest because it's such a stoic look. This is just an easy look to paint. I don't know why. And also he's got long hair. I just love painting long hair as well. I'll always paint long hair if I've got the choice. Anyway, so going through adding detail, adding the hair coming out of the frame. Oh, yes, I forgot about this. Every painting we do of these ones, we add quotes from the paintings. So I am an exceptional thief.
you have your mother's eyes. Oh, I'm going to cut your heart out with a spade. Look at me, you have your mother's eyes is just a heartbreaking quote from, terrible, from Harry Potter. And there's the painting. I thought I'd film it like that so you can see roughly what it looks like with a roughly correct lighting. It's come out really good. Really, really happy with that.
There you are, Alan Rickman. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the painting. Seeing all three of them together just looks wicked. I can't wait to do the fourth. Any questions, let me know down below. I shall see you soon in the next video. Bye. How's the hair?